What's going on, everybody? It's a Real Bodybuilding Podcast Competitor Series. I just came up with the name just now. This is, I'm here with my boy, Hunter Labrada, and all the talk is about you and Ian. And how are you feeling, buddy? What's going on?
Man, I feel awesome. I'm just sitting here at a base camp at our Airbnb. Just ate second to last meal today, about like 45 minutes ago, and then just got done posing for Andrew and getting those videos over to him. So I'm a little out of breath, but no, man, it's everything could not be coming better together if I wanted it to. It's
Really?
It's been one of those just like electric, like for the last month, every day feels special, and ever since we've been here, it's just been like everything's clicking. It's like it sounds funny too, like my body knew it was time to compete, man. Like it was like I started to flush water, like we did nothing differently, and like my body was starting to peak, like yesterday without. So it's been pretty cool to be in a spot where we're polishing and making better, not trying to correct flaws or correct this or correct that. It's just like, holy shit, we look awesome. Let's make it even better. But at the same time, it's like we are landing the airplane. That's been my saying for this prep. We're not doing anything drastic, not pushing a ton of buttons at the last second. Just doing what we've been doing. Me and my training partner literally had our last hard leg day on Saturday. It actually landed perfect because I always train legs a week before the show.
Yeah.
And literally that Saturday was the first time the training changed at all, and it was 6 days before the show. Everything was just so regimented and normal, and just went very, very smoothly.
So everything's clicking.
I'm really excited, man. I'm really fucking excited.
There's no, it's funny. You sound like a seasoned vet. Like it's your, one of the things people I think are forgetting is it's your pro debut. Like your physique looks.
Man, honestly, it's a different set of expectations for me, and it always has been.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, it's always been that.
Yeah.
And it's always, and I'm not gonna be like one of those guys like, oh, I have haters. Like, no, I some people might not like me, but it's like, it's very, like split. It's like, it's one of those things. I said this after nationals. I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't.
Yeah.
If I don't, it's, well, what the hell have you been doing? You literally had everything given to you in your dad's Labrada. Why didn't you do better? And if I do, it's what was expected, which is, it's kind of funny because in the past couple of years, it was expected that I win the overall at nationals my first time out.
Yeah.
And then, to be blunt, I feel a lot of pressure to win my pro debut, and I think I'm going to deliver on that if I'm being blunt. So is
the pressure, it doesn't seem like it, but is the pressure getting to you at all?
No. Honestly, and maybe it's one of those things. I say this, it's like I've dealt with a lot of different things than most people have. Like most people in their pro debut, they haven't had a ton of attention, and a ton of having to navigate this, that, or another. It's like I've been here, I've done it. It was funny. I was filling out my little questionnaire thing. It was like, how long have you been competing? And I was like, well, I guess only 4 years.
Yeah,
and then it goes, well, how many shows have you done? And I go, well, I guess I've only done five shows. This is my sixth one. So that was kind of funny to me, No, I feel like I have dealt with a lot that a lot of people that are in my shoes haven't already. Just like the being in the public eye, having the pressure, having the expectation. And, I'm going to say, I feel like it's something that I've learned to thrive off of. A lot of people talk about how pressure gets to them and, whatever. It's like, I think that kind of, it shows in the fact that, I don't know anyone that's more transparent with their preps than I am.
Yeah.
This entire prep, several times a week, full blown, every single quarter turn, every single progress shot, what I'm doing in the gym, what I'm doing diet wise, it's.
Yeah. You've shown everything. What was it like in your pro debut walking into the registration room for the first time? You know what I mean? Like you're walking in, bunch of pros, everybody's got expectations of you, like you say. Did you feel any butterflies or anything? You just walk in and fill out your paperwork?
Honestly, man, not really. And it's not a knock against the show, because the show, even with all the standards they've put in place, is it's top notch.
Yeah.
But it's a pro-am show. So, it does have the amateur component to it.
Okay. Yeah.
You walk in and it does have the feel of like a very, 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 very large regional show. It's got like the vendors set up. Like everyone in the lobby is talking. It's an environment that I'm comfortable with. It's one, it might be a little different, going to my first Meet the Olympians or, like Meet the Athletes at the Arnold or something. But, like for this, it was, okay, it's an NPC show. I've been to like literally like 600 of these at this point, so.
Yeah, I could see that. So I think there's a couple misconceptions I wanted to get it clear up really quickly. How much did your dad help you with your diet, or was it 100% Andrew Vu, right? Is it Andrew Vu?
Yes. Yeah. So Lee is 100% removed from my bodybuilding in every capacity except for posing.
Okay.
And his opinion when I want it, which is frequently. Yeah. But from the nuts and bolts of who's doing this, Lee is my posing coach. If we're going to like have actual positions on the team, if you will.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that up because I've heard some things in the last few days and I'm like, I had Hunter on my podcast, like way back. We talked about it. And you said your dad was just, he was kind of like an ear here and there, but more so just helping you tweak your posing and that. And so I wanted to kind of clear that up now. So is Andrew at the show with you, or are you?
Andrew's back in Dallas right now.
So you're just doing photos or videos, or how you can correspond?
Yeah, we're doing videos back and forth. He has me, and then he had Dietrich Bo Lewis, who got second in the 212s.
Yeah, we watched that.
And then Ivy, the girl who won women's physique. Congrats to her. So he had a couple of heavy hitters in the show for sure. So hoping to make him look good tomorrow, as well as myself.
You're gonna have to put in a word with Andrew for me. I'm gonna have to get him on the podcast and find out some of his secrets.
That sounds like a plan. Maybe you can have us both on after tomorrow.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you, so far, every picture you've shown looks like you're in amazing shape. And Bo was in great shape. I didn't get to see
Bo. He really impressed me. I met him at junior nationals when my training partner did it, and he won the show. I remember, and he was impressive then, but man, he's made some strides since then. So
I want to just click on this real quick and ask you a question. Is this photo? Is this from, when is this from? Yesterday, or when is this from?
That's from yesterday.
So, I mean, everything looks like it's there, man. Are you tighter than that now?
Yes, I am.
What's your weight now?
I just hopped off the scale for Andrew, and my weight was 254.8.
This is crazy. Can I tell you something really nuts?
Yeah.
So I just had Ian on the podcast because I did the same, we did.
Let me guess, he's the exact same way.
I swear to God. He says to me, I think he said 254.4 or some shit. And I'm like, this is just insane.
Dude, we ran into each other at Whole Foods and we sat there and talked for like 20 minutes. And it's like, I don't know. I've been hearing for weeks now about how I've got my work cut out for me, about how Ian's going to outsize me and stuff. And
the same weight.
I never really thought that, and obviously, like seeing someone in clothes is a little different. But it was always in my head. I was like, it's like, okay, yeah, I realize there's like different like 255, 260s, but there's not. I don't have bad lines. It's not like I'm one of those 255 guys that like looks like he weighs 230 pounds because he's a refrigerator. That's not me. So in my head the whole time, you want to talk about being a rookie. I am a rookie, so I've kept my mouth shut. Like he's the proven guy. I'm the rookie, so I've kept my mouth shut about it. But in my mind, this isn't me coming in being outgunned in the mass department, and I think that'll be very apparent by the time we make it through the quarter turns tomorrow.
Yeah, so, I'm excited to see. So how has it been? So you guys sat at Whole Foods together. There's no tension, no nothing. You guys are totally cool, right?
No, dude. And, like honestly, and this has been my experience with just about every, dude that I come in contact with, like the real ones, like the real bodybuilders, the dudes that truly love what we do, the ones that would be doing it if they weren't making their living off it. You, me, Ian, John Meadows, guys like that. Yeah. It's like there's a certain level of intelligence, there's a certain level of respect, there's a certain level of, it's, I mean, let's be honest, there's, a handful of people in the world that truly understand what we go through on the regular. So, like in my mind, I'm going to try and be, a brother with you, or like, I'm going to try and be tight with you before I be standoffish with you. I've never really understood that,
Yeah. I think
So,
the level, what you said.
and I have all the respect in the world for Ian. You know, like he's proven himself. Like I said, I'm the rookie. He's the vet in this situation. That's why I've kind of kept my mouth shut.
But I think that's the most important thing you said was, I think if you have respect for each other, then there's no reason to have any bad blood.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be interesting.
And, you know, you got to look at it, too. You know, it's like we've been going back and forth. You know, like I'll take little shots at him about his Zoom, and he'll say, you know, like not tight enough. Like, it's like random little shit like that. You know, it's like at the end of the day, it's all good. You know, it's not like we, you know, like brought significant others into it or like weird private drama that never should have been in the public light or, you know, anything like that. So, you know, it's bodybuilding, and that's what it should be. This is bodybuilding. This isn't TMZ or anything. So,
So when did you I want to ask you a couple nuts and bolts questions. So when did you get into Tampa?
Got into Tampa Tuesday, and it's a good thing that I did because there's a little mix up with the hotel room. I was supposed to have a full kitchenette, and ended up you know, I don't know what happened really, but we ended up in a room that didn't even have a microwave. So
now you got the Airbnb.
Yeah, obviously, you know, I told Brian. Brian's my training partner. Y'all have seen him in all the videos and stuff that we do at this point. But you know, I told him if I didn't have him with me, I think that day alone would have blown my look, because I was, you know, off an airplane, hadn't eaten in 4 hours, was, you know, like ready to just like set my shit down, eat, and go to the gym, and you know, and like within 15 minutes of us finding out what happened, you know, he had an Airbnb booked, he had a microwave on the way, you know, like he fixed the problem for me, and we're rolling. So, you know, other than that, this week's gone about as smoothly as it could possibly go. So,
is the rest of the family there with you or no?
The rest of the family is here. They're staying over at the host hotel.
Okay.
Typically, I like being by myself before the shows, especially, you know, like from like immediate family and stuff, you know, because they're the ones that I'll, you know, lash out at the most typically at the end, and I don't want to do that, and I know that, so, you know, I just kind of keep myself a little isolated. But no, they'll be there. My mom's here, my dad's here, both my brothers are here. You know, like I said, my training partner's here, one of my best friends and video guys, Nick. You know, Nick's here, so it's I've been saying this for a couple years now, man, but I feel really, really, really blessed to be doing what I love with who I love. So it's a cool thing to have it come into another head tomorrow, you know.
So tell me how the diet changes. What happened when you got there on Tuesday? Were you depleting before that?
So Tuesday, did I eat on Tuesday or Monday, Brad? Okay. Yeah, so Tuesday was low, and prior to that, we had been low for, I think, 3 or 4 days at 140 grams of carbs, so pretty depleted.
Okay. Yeah.
But, you know, to be truthful with you, the whole time, and, you know, it's still now, it's like, for most of the last month, I'd go low for 4 days and then high for 1, and on that high day, within 2 meals, you know, I'm filled out to the point where it's like, okay, we're good to go. You know, so it's like, I'm not worried about the fullness. That's never been my issue. It's always been coming dry and hard, and I'm going to come dry and hard this time. I can promise you that.
So when did you start loading? You started loading Tuesday or Wednesday?
I ate a high day on Wednesday, and we were originally planning on going high Wednesday. And when I say high, not like fucking like 1,000 grams of carb, you know, like the actual high day diet I've been doing for the last like 5 weeks.
Which is like, well, how many carbs approximately?
I want to say like probably like 400, 450.
Okay. That's not,
you know, there's just like I said, you know, the morning of, it's something that's fixable in an hour or two, but, you know, spilling over, it takes me 2 or 3 days to get my weight back down. Had that high day Wednesday, and then the plan was low Thursday, Friday, and then meal by meal Saturday to get me looking right. But, you know, like I said about my body, just kind of knowing it's time to compete, we went high on Wednesday, and I woke up 1.5 pounds lighter. And so we ran the same exact high day again, woke up the next day within 0.5 pound of the weight. And so we, you know, ate some today. Definitely pulled it back some today, and today's been meal by meal. But yeah, so it's just been, you know, I think it's pretty standard at this level. You know, the last 2-3 days is pretty much meal by meal.
What's going on with your water? Are you like old school or new school? Are you drinking a lot of water today or no?
I drank 7 liters of water today.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I drank 7 liters of water today.
That's insane. Okay. Do you care to divulge any diuretics or not? Are you going to use diuretics?
I have not taken any diuretics yet.
Do you think you're gonna?
We'll see what I look like in a couple hours.
Okay, we'll just leave that one alone. 7 fucking liters. That's insane. I've never done that on a Friday. Is that something you've always done?
I've always kept my fluid pretty high the day before. You know, in the past, it's been more of like a 3 gallon, 3 gallon, 2 gallon, 1 gallon thing. But this time it was just 2 all week. And, you know, like I said, dude, we're landing the airplane. You know, we've liked the look for the last, 2 weeks at this point, so it's just kind of maintaining it and gliding on in.
Yeah. I mean, my way is kind of like the old school way, right? So I've never done the whole like drink a lot of water on the Friday or anything like that. So I've always done it the old school way where you just kind of bring everything down and cut it off. But so what's after this? You just win, rest, and then the Olympia? Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Okay. What I don't know what to say. That's it. That's the plan.
That's the plan. That's always been the plan, to win my rookie debut and then go show out at my rookie Olympia. That's been the plan since I decided I wanted to bodybuild.
Have you seen anybody else walking around? I asked Ian the other day.
Yeah, I've seen Ian. I've seen Joe Mackey. He's another gas guy, so I had him out to the gym I've been training at, and we all spent some time to train together. Trying to think.
Are you like when you went? Like I guess what I'm asking Hunter is like when you go to tan, because that's always a little bit kind of an area where everybody kind of gets a look at. Yeah, everybody gets a look at each other, right?
So I actually need to give a huge shout out to Pro-Tan, Stacy Kaufman, and Alyssa.
Let me guess.
Alyssa's just been coming to the Airbnb a couple times a day for me. I haven't been going anywhere.
They hid you.
Yeah, they hid me. Shout out to Pro-Tan.
You got the special treatment. Nobody got to take a look. What does training look like? Are you done training now?
Yeah, so I kind of touched on that earlier, and Brian and I like bodybuilding because of off-season training. That's why we do this. So it's one of the coolest things that we loved about this prep was, like I said, the training literally did not change until the Saturday, 1 week before the show. Yeah. I was doing banded rack pulls on the Thursday, like literally 10 days ago, I was doing banded rack pulls.
Yeah.
It's like literally we did the same workouts 90% of the time for a year and a half.
But this week, but this week while you're there, like, are you training now while you're carb loading?
So this week while I'm here, yeah. So Tuesday I got here. I trained push Monday. We trained pull Tuesday once we landed. Trained waist up. I did like cable fly supersetted with straight arms, incline prime supersetted with a Nautilus pull down, and then a shoulder press supersetted with laterals, like waist up pump on Wednesday. Yeah. Today, just basically went in there and, just moved weights around for 15, 20 minutes and then posed really hard. And then, we're kind of ratcheting the activity level back a little. Legs are a little tired feeling just from how much I've been posing. But, like I said, it's been nice. Drank 7 liters of water today and haven't used any diuretics yet. Yeah. So it's just I've been posing a shit ton. And you know how that improves your look as long as it's not making you cramp or anything. So,
how much is a shit ton? How much have you been posing?
I've posed.
Like, are you posing after every meal?
I've probably posed like 6 or 7 rounds today.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, if they're working you guys, you're going to be ready.
Oh, I'll be good. Yeah. I've been posing 3 or 4 rounds a day for the last like 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. New York getting pushed back 3 months. It made me an animal. We've been on prep for 26 weeks now. It is what it is.
How have you not gone crazy, man? I've done one prep in my life that was like 21 weeks long, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Because I won nationals, and then for basically a year and a half, I got to have my whole fucking life torn apart and then build it back up. And this was the reward for getting to do that. Yeah. So, it's made me hungrier than ever. And honestly, whenever we figured out that show got pushed back and, we really added some food and pushed again, and I saw the progress, like true, like, holy shit, I put on 10 pounds of muscle and a month progress that I made, it lit a fire under my ass, man, because I started seeing my physique take shape to the point where I'm like, okay, like whatever.
I know.
That it's as funny as it sounds, as corny as it sounds, like that whole like 6 months of intense focus can set you ahead, like 5 years or whatever. The entire time that we were grinding, like I'll be blunt, like I'm a professional. This is what I do for a living. So anyone that's a professional that does this for a living that wasn't training at 100% capacity still, I ate up a bunch of ground on them, you know, plain and simple.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no other way to put it. And, you know, like I'm not trying to sound like a dick because I know a lot of like normal people didn't have access to a gym, but if you're a pro bodybuilder, it's part of your profession to be able to do it. So, you know, I feel like that was a good thing for me too. You know, I ate up a lot of ground on a lot of people because I feel like a lot of people either couldn't train, got lazy about training, didn't want to prep unless there were sure things. And, you know, it's like, okay, well, I'll take that year on you for sure. Thank you. You know, so.
Is there any, okay, so in the last couple weeks, more so than before, and I know we touched on pressure, but this is a little different. So there's been some of the kind of old school guys watching you and talking Olympia, talking this and that. Not that you're going to be at the Olympia, but I've even heard rumblings of, he could be a Mr. Olympia. Is this kind of stuff affect you? You seem very like level-headed, even keel. Does any of this get in and kind of get you up and down?
Dude, I've been following bodybuilding enough to know that if every person that got hyped up about being the next Mr. Olympia, we'd have like 300 Mr. Olympians. You know, so it's like I'll like the best way to describe it is it like holy shit, pinch me, Flex Wheeler saying he could see me winning an Olympia? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's like the coolest thing ever. Like legit, like kid on Christmas style when I heard it. Like I'll be perfectly blunt with you, but in the same breath, you know, it's like how many times have you heard of this kid's gonna be the next Mr. Olympia?
Yeah.
You know, so it's I take it with a huge, massive grain of salt. But you know, to be talked about by, you know, people of that level, you know, across different, you know, generations and eras, and you know, for the feedback to be generally positive, you know, it's definitely a cool feeling for sure.
What is fuck, I had a thought that slipped my mind. Where does it come from, Ian? Because what you're exhibiting is something I always struggled with, and actually a lot of bodybuilders struggle with, but you seem to have a grasp on everything like very evenly. You don't seem to waver from your thought process, or your emotions don't seem to affect you. Or is that just something that just because you're in such a zone right now, that's how you are?
No, man, that's just I don't know. That's kind of how I am. You know, I've always been one of those, you know, like I'll figure out what I want to have, and I'm going to get it. Like, and it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's been a good thing for bodybuilding, but it's been, you know, like not like a detriment, but it's been, you know, not a great thing in other aspects of my life. Like I'll get very like obsessive compulsive, like, you know, just very like, but it's basically the best way to say it, very obsessive compulsive about things. You know, it's like, I don't know, if I get like interested in this, you know, like I literally spend like, you know, like 60 hours reading about, you know, like car audio, and like teach myself how to, you know, like install like whatever I want. Like it's just stuff like that. I get like obsessed with things. But
that kind of goes more towards the work ethic. What I'm talking about is the emotional side of things. It seems like you don't get too high and you don't let yourself get low. It's like you're just focused. Is that like, did you learn that, or is this just how you are?
I think that's how I am. And, you know, I think that comes from, you know, it's how I am, but I think it also comes from, you know, the fact that, you know, I've, you know, like I have put in the work at this point. I have, you know, seen what I can reap from that work. And, you know, it's, you know, like the more and more time that goes by, you know, you talk about that level-headedness. I really do feel like, you know, the more and more time that goes by and the more I see my physique develop and take shape, you know, it's just one of those things, like it's a matter of time and being smart.
Okay.
And, you know, that I guess that is why I feel, you know, confident about it is I you know, you asked me, you know, like before I had my shoulder fixed, or, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, you know, it's like, well, do you think you could be Mr. Olympia? And I'd be like, yes, but in my head, I'd be like, well, shit, you know, I don't know, like maybe. You know, it's like now it's, yes, I do think I could, you know, barring any major injury. I do think, you know, if I keep at the rate that I'm going to, that, you know, at the end of the day that I could contest for that. You know, there's so many variables, like I said, at the end of the day, like if everyone who thought they could be Mr. Olympia we'd have hundreds of them. But, you know, it's, you know, I guess that's where it comes from, is truly believing that I can get the job done at the end of the day, both, you know, tomorrow and in the future.
So I'm not gonna keep you too much longer at all. I just want to have one more question. Tomorrow, your final thoughts on tomorrow. Are you gonna walk away victorious? Do you think, are you confident? Is there anything in you that's wavering, or are you like, I'm walking on?
I've thought I'm gonna win this contest every single day for the last 26 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like deep, like not just like I'm saying it, projecting
Like
it.
not trying to motivate myself, not trying to anything like that. I have firmly believed I'm going to win this contest for the last 26 weeks.
All right, man. That's impressive. Okay. I'm going to let you go, Hunter, because it's the night before, and I'm excited to see you guys get on stage tomorrow, man. It's going to be,
Me too, man.
we're all going to be watching. So good luck tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. Appreciate you, brother.
Okay, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
You too, man.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.